Would you be so kind as to honor me with a dance, Mr. Pensmith? It is Anastasia Manata.
Monty, you wake up. Ahead of you is a relatively modest common room. Sitting around the tables are 24 or so individuals. You see that all of them recognize something about you.
I believe that we could come to an understanding.
Sitting there behind the table is a tired-looking tiefling man. I seem to be getting too involved in this little situation. I'm supposed to ask you a few questions. What do you want?
Starting to want answers again, and I don't think I can find all of the ones I want in the books that I read.
I am far past the realm of fairy tales. We do not live in one. The Amanor Empire is crumbling around us. I believe that I have pertinent information to you and yours, but I would need something in return.
But there's always a choice.
I want you to remember this moment.
You always have a choice, Monty, no matter what they tell you.
When I offered you an alternative, and you declined.
I think I know what would help you, though. This, perhaps, is what you need. And he hands you a small pendant. Maybe it will give you something of what you seek. Good luck, Montague Pensmith.
You could call me Spark.
You're on a list, let's just say, Lord Goring.
Take care of them, Reagan.
That's one. You get to the door, and it is open. And you see, lying in the corner, is the still form of Julius Goring.
Can I run up to him and, I don't know much about medicine.
Is he dead? Check if he's dead. He's probably...
I'm gonna check if he's dead first.
Julius Goring is not breathing. There is a very deep wound in his chest.
Lynn!
That looks like a glaive. She's just sort of like staring, kind of in shock at this.
Lynn, I need your help.
Just what can I do? It's my God.
Do you know anything?
Weird.
Do you know anything that can stabilize him?
It's
spare the dying or anything.
She's like, you can see her kind of like running through thoughts in her head, but there are very few ways that someone can get up from this kind of wound.
I know. I'm trying. Monty doesn't know anything about medicine.
I know.
If she doesn't respond very quickly, Monty's going to put his ear to Goring's chest, and he's going to try CPR or something. Anything.
To put this as delicately as I can, there is a gaping wound and a ruin of a heart in there.
Ugh.
And as you all are kind of talking, you just hear Ellie behind you, Reagan. She just falls to her knees.
Reagan is gonna...
in front of him.
Hug her.
She's just sort of saying no.
What about Monty's ring?
No.
What about Monty's ring?
He wasn't wearing it. It's too late. It doesn't work like that.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew!
Yeah.
How does that which is free work? Deny one truth.
That is a question. You never used it before.
I've never used it before.
It is a very odd item.
I know.
will say that.
I'm trying literally anything that I have.
What do you want to deny?
I want to deny his death.
Rewrite the fucking timeline.
Monty, you pull out that which is free, and you begin, and you're not sure how exactly. You don't really know how this works, how any of this is supposed to work. However, as you sort of close your eyes and focus on it, you remember that tiefling in the inn, the sort of, who just looked so tired and so sad. And you remember him saying that he hopes that it is a comfort to you. And Monty, it glows for a moment. And as it does, so does hope. However, the glow fades and Julius Goring lies there still. Ellie, at this point, is just saying, no.
We have to keep his body safe.
He can't be. It's just what
we can make this. Ellie, we can make this right. We're going to figure out how to bring him back. We just have to keep his body safe.
She's just not responding. She is like just kind of cradling his head in her arms at this point, and she is just openly sobbing.
Reagan is blue screened, by the way.
Okay.
And then Julius Goring's eyes open.
Ah!
He looks between all of you, and he says, "What? How am... Huh?
You're alive?
I think so."
Monty's just gonna, like, kind of push out of the way and, like, put a hand on Julius's neck. Like, can he feel a heartbeat?
There is a heartbeat.
Okay.
Monty, you bought those fancy healing potions. Fucking give him one.
Yes. Yeah, healing potion is the next thing.
Sure. He's just kind of looking down at himself, like...
Hold on.
Very confused.
Julius?
No,
like,
we got it. Drink this first. Be confused in a second.
Which potion?
Greater healing.
Okay. And that's how many?
4d4 plus 4.
Okay.
Well, that's happening. Julius, what is the last thing I said to you before I left this room?
He says, I will admit, I may have died.
No, that's not what I meant.
No, that's
not what
I mean, I to be alive, which is why I said...
No, after that.
Oh, that you loved me?
Okay, cool. That's the real one. Give him the...
Okay. And so, like, just so we're all clear, there is a reason.
I know.
In class, like, within classes that Julius Goring is alive. I want to be clear about that.
He is alive. No, I know. I just was like, he did make a weird dark pact, and Reagan also is very cagey right now. Is this the real Julius Goring, or is this Spark just animating his fucking corpse?
Fucking knows?
I don't know. Ask him something only the real Julius would know, because it happened 20 seconds ago.
Ellie is going to lean in and whisper something into his ear. And he's going to kind of, like, look at her a moment. And then he's going to lean in and whisper back into her ear. And she's just going to go back to sobbing and throw her arms around him. Because she also was a little confused and wanted to make sure that he was not some kind of weird ghost.
How does his wound look? I'm guessing bad.
It's pretty bad.
Okay, Monty's gonna take off his cloak, like detach his cloak from the pauldrons, and like try and wrap it really tight around, strip it into bandages really fast, and wrap it really tight around Goring's chest.
Okay, that's good. He's just sort of like, he just looks really kind of confused about the whole situation.
That's fair. He did just die for a bit,
and he's sort of just like, every now and then he'll kind of just like poke at the area and sort of wince a bit. And
Julia, stop messing with it. God, you're an idiot.
He's like, no. This is impossible.
Yeah, I know.
You're telling us, but we're gonna take our miracles where we can get them.
Yeah, we don't have time to think about it right now. And Reagan is crying while she's saying that, also laughing.
Yeah, you can laugh and cry. I believe that.
Yeah, Reagan can do whatever the fuck she wants.
Reagan, at this point, you hear.
So, that's one down. Huh.
Don't give it away.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm all over the place, Reagan. I'm in the blood. I'm right in between that dried blood that gets under the nails. You know what that's like, don't you? That's where I am. I'm that little sin waiting to come back at all these people. Your boy was the first one there.
Reagan is going to kind of... I mean, no one else can hear who she's talking to. She's just kind of going to steal her gaze and... I am going to kill you, personally. That's a promise. Save the last dance for me. You'll die with my sword in your back.
Well, ain't that a promise? But I think, I think you'll be wanting to move a little quicker next time. That other one of yours, he's, well, he doesn't exactly watch his back, does he?
Reagan's gonna whip her head around to everybody else. Has anybody in here seen Rufus?
No, after you ran off, he ran off in a completely different direction. I lost track of him back then.
Okay, who do we have here? We have Reinhardt, we have Julius, we have Ellie, we have Monty and Brika, right? Andrew, is that everybody?
And Lynn.
Yeah.
Okay. If Reagan is talking and not trying to respond to the message, can Spark hear her still?
No, you have to actively respond to that. Because otherwise it's just this weird, like, you can listen in on people with no penalty as a cantrip, and that's just weird, and I don't like that.
That would be weird. Right. She's gonna turn to her group. He's going after Rufus next. We have to find him.
Do. I worry about leaving Julius alone.
We're not leaving him alone.
Julius... I worry about leaving him alone with only one person to protect him. I'm assuming you want to leave Ellie with him.
Julius kind of, like, shakes his head, and he says,
"Listen, you find the champion. I am going to... He thinks I'm dead right
It's
now.
True.
I assume, unless he's...
Spark was just talking to me. He thinks you're dead.
Good. Not that he's talking to you, the part that he thinks I'm dead.
Yeah, he's been in my head all fucking night. Anyway.
That sounds hellish.
It is.
But the good news is, if I'm here, he doesn't know. I can stay here. I can keep us connected through these.
And he pulls out the beads, and he says,
they only last an hour before they're gone. But with this, we can keep in touch.
Okay.
At this point, Reinhardt pipes up.
I sent my companions away when Lynn approached, but I can fetch them. They can cover more ground on their own. They are more than capable enough.
Are they at least half as strong as you are?
They're the only reason that I sit on my throne now.
Great. That's really encouraging, actually.
The rebellion isn't looking for them. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Hortensia. I need to get to Hortensia. Monty, can you make me look presentable?
Yes. Monty is going to prestidigitation all of the blood off of her. He can't do anything. He doesn't have mending or anything, though. So.
Julius is going to cast mending on you.
Hey! Okay. What a bro.
Hey!
Okay, I'm going to pound my last healing potion.
Oh, no.
Hashtag pound it.
I've got one greater left.
46. Okay. Julius, play dead. And I swear to God, if you die again, this time I really won't forgive you.
He kind of, like, quirks a smile again, and he says,
it's not like I plan on it.
Well, the way you talk sometimes, Julius, I really don't know. So, and she's gonna kind of
stares in Brika.
Yeah.
at dude who planned his own death.
Reagan is gonna put an arm around Ellie. Ellie, I need you to stay with me, and we need to keep looking super distressed. Can you do that?
She's gonna nod, and she says, so, is anyone going to stay with him?
If we do, that's gonna draw attention to the fact that he's not. But you're right, I mean...
I'll stay.
Julius sort of looks at you and he says,
no, they need you out there. Listen, Brika, you saw what they can do.
I felt what they can do.
I know.
He says, and he gestures to the chest area.
I will be alright. They have no reason to come back here. And if anyone does, well, in an hour, I'll be able to, at the very least, get away.
He's right, Brika.
He's gonna look you in the eyes, Brika, and he's gonna say,
I will be alright. He thinks I'm dead. They all think I'm dead. Granted, I was dead. That was a real thing.
Brika's going to put a hand on his cheek and says, No one is allowed to kill you but me.
Whoa!
It's true.
No. Monty
They don't know
doesn't know
about
the
it.
context for that.
No, me neither.
He kind of smirks at that, and he says,
All right.
And you know how likely that is.
The joke's on you. You're immortal now.
That's why he came back. That's why he
because
didn't
of
die.
friendship
It was
murder
the pact made
attack.
with Brika. Only she is allowed to kill him.
He says,
I will stay here. I will be as dead as I can, and I will coordinate with the rest of you through these.
and he holds up the beads.
What do I tell your sister?
No one out there knows I'm dead yet,
No.
so she doesn't have to either. Just tell her. Tell her I had a meeting with someone important. She'll know what that means.
Should we give her a bead?
He's very quiet, and he says,
I don't want to put her through that again.
Okay. Well, just tell her you had a meeting. I'll find her. Though if they see her talking to me, she's going to be in danger. Reinhardt.
he nods, and he says, I'm not much good for covering ground right now, but at the very least I can be a courier.
Can you keep an eye on her?
He nods, and he says, there's nothing that'll get by me.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. We need to move.
Sure. Team, go plan.
Reagan is going to, motion for everyone to come with her. So that's Lynn, Ellie. She is going to be holding Ellie's hand and have the other arm around her in the way that noble women comfort each other as they're walking.
Before you go away with Ellie, prestidigitation to clean off the blood. Blanket statement, if they had blood on them, they no longer have blood on them.
No more blood. No
more blood.
Okay.
Everybody look distraught. We need to find Rufus. Hortensia maybe can help us find him. She's a crazy fucking wizard. So we're gonna go find Hortensia as a group.
As a group?
Yeah, all of us.
You mean as a party who doesn't split up?
Yeah, the rest of us we're sticking together, we're all dying, except Monty. Monty's the only one who hasn't taken damage.
That's not good!
Yeah.
In a strange twist.
Okay.
Does anybody want my last greater potion of healing?
Brika could probably use it.
Brika?
Do you have regular healing potions?
No, I have nothing. That's it.
Okay. Just take it, babe.
Alright, fine.
You're gonna die otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't know that.
That's 4d4.
4.
Okay, Brika is at full HP.
Hell yeah!
And Reagan, as they're walking, is going to second wind because she might as well do it now.
Fair.
So 5 plus 7 is 12 points back, so she is looking pretty good.
Okay, nice.
Also, Andrew, can Reagan quietly, can she close the door on their way out?
Yeah.
Like, solemnly, like, oh man, Spark sure got me.
Give me a performance check, dog.
Yeah.
If you're trying to front like your boy went down.
She is trying to front like her boy went down.
I mean, she is.
I know.
She is very legitimately like.
Yeah, can I have advantage because she was crying and probably still.
Yeah.
And she
Sure.
is.
She's probably still crying.
She is very much like, I'm gonna come fucking kill that person.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a performance check. That is an 18. Closing it in that dramatic way of, man, he sure did die in there.
Oh, man. I can't believe he's dead and not butter.
Yep.
So,
Did I close the door?
you closed the door,
Okay.
but you were doing that for the benefit of other people, and so, like, me telling you whether or not they,
Yeah, that's fair.
thought that
I mean,
would be giving away.
she was also partially doing it just to have one more layer of anything between Julius and...
For sure.
So, maybe, Rhea will just show up and stab the body again. I don't know. She was unconscious, but maybe she's fine now. You threw Dreadbane and 4 guards at them, so they're probably dead, and Reagan's gonna have to deal with that guilt later, but they did try to kill her boy Julius, and she loves him, so...
And he is a good boy. He's a good boy with a good heart.
He's a great boy, and she tried to tell them to stop.
And Rhea didn't give a fuck about her baby sister.
Yeah. Well, I think she did, but it was a pretty close roll.
Yeah, it was close.
Nah, she on my shit list.
Yeah, no, she's not on Reagan's shit list,
No,
but...
oh no, they're all on the shit list.
They've made their choice now, as far as Reagan is concerned, and Kinsey's still fine, but Kinsey can take care of himself.
Sure.
Maybe
okay.
he's dead, but if he is, then again, Reagan's gonna deal with that guilt later.
I will feel bad tomorrow.
Yep. Right now, I'm happy my friend Julius is alive. I will feel horribly guilty later.
Do you remember that time when Joyce was alive? What a great day that
What a
was.
great day.
Not a great
Too
day,
bad he's
like,
dead now.
overall.
Now I gotta go find Rufus before he also dies. While they are walking towards Hortensia, can I roll to see if Kahlo is around?
Sure.
What does a 20 get me? Not nat, but...
You do not see Kahlo in the room. He's not in the room.
Okay, he's not in here.
20 I think is good enough that you can just sort of...
She
see
can definitively say Kahlo is not here.
that there is no bird, that there was a bird at one point in your lives, a beautiful bird, and now that bird is not here. That came across as much more ominous than I intended it to.
No, it's cool.
That is-
I figured that it's fine. Maybe Kahlo
That was
knows where
that was
Rufus
literally me saying Kahlo is not here.
Yeah.
That like you hung out, you saw Good Bird, and now Good Bird is somewhere else. Everything that I say is like
Everything you
like,
say is going to be ominous until we get through this, so it's fine.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that I've done this.
My
that
heart
I've put
already
this
went through
situation-
losing Julius Goring tonight. I think I can take anything else you have. Let's go.
Don't challenge him.
I won't.
Sure.
Let's go. All right, we're going to Hortensia.
To the bar!
To the bar, everybody declares. We need to drink. We need to send.
Yeah, we need
Our
to drink
friend
this
up.
away.
Pour
With
one
one
out for
last
my
drink.
boy Julius.
Yeah.
So Reinhardt splits off with kind of like a last look in the direction of like Lynn and Monty, just like yeah.
Anyway, Hortensia.
Yeah, Hortensia.
I assume since she's, been at the bar and she's so flashy, we don't have to roll to find her?
No, she's still at the bar and she is drunk.
Cool.
No!
She is super
No,
drunk.
you see, this is my secret plan, is Hortensia gets more powerful as she's drunk.
And she just goes, upon seeing you, she goes, oh, hey, Reagan, how are you doing? Oh, you brought all your friends, isn't that cute?
Hortensia, I've been better, I need your help.
Oh, everybody always needs things. Nobody ever stops to just say hi.
Hortensia, have you not been, paying attention to the screaming and all of the fighting the last...
No, it's a party. Everybody screams at parties.
Hortensia, do you have any... I can't find Rufus. Is there anything you can do to help?
Let me pull Hortensia's character sheet real quick. I should have done this a second ago.
Does she just have find person? Because that would be fantastic.
Well, I'm checking to see if she knows locate person.
And if not, my second request, please turn me into a T-Rex so I may eat everyone.
She says, sorry, I don't really have anything like that, but I can make you into a T-Rex. Maybe eat everybody. That sound like fun?
It does, actually.
I want to be clear, Hortensia is sloppy drunk right now.
All right. Well, that's out.
Somebody call her wife.
For real, somebody should have done that a while ago.
Can you make us invisible?
Probably. How many are you?
Lynn,
She starts
Monty,
pointing.
Brika,
1,
Reagan, Ellie. 5.
4, 5? Yeah. She snaps her fingers and all of you are invisible now.
I'm holding Lynn's hand, by the way, so at least
Yeah.
I know where she is.
Okay. Everyone hold hands with each other so we don't...
Everybody hold hands!
Wait, so just because, based on the conversations we were having between Julius and Reagan and the physicality we were describing, I am going to beg you, Andrew, that we, in the same invisibility spell, can see each other because we are under the influence of the same magic.
We'll say that Hortensia is powerful enough that she can do that. Because otherwise, that'd be a fucking nightmare to deal with. And I don't want to deal with
Yeah,
that.
I really
Like,
don't
in
want
any
to deal
stretch of
with the buddy
imagination.
system right now. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so you all turn invisible. And Hortensia says, that'll last, I don't know, about an hour. Have fun.
Gotta move
Whatever
fast.
you're doing. Not judging.
Do you heal?
Oh, you got a hangover? I know that.
Yeah,
feeling.
I do. I have the worst hangover. Can you heal?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, can you do a little bit to me and a little bit to my friend Monty here?
She sort of squints a bit. All right. And she will cast. Sorry, Monty needs healing?
Monty is short 5 HP.
All right. Well, she doesn't know that. She's going to cast a 3rd level on Monty.
Jesus!
She's super drunk. What do you want from me?
I didn't know she could do 3rd level. I can barely do 3rd level.
Hortensia Crow is level 15.
That's why I came over here.
Jesus!
Yep.
Monty, you regain 16 HP.
16? Can I go over my maximum, Andrew?
No.
Damn it.
Reagan, you regain, she's using a 4th on you,
Okay.
and you regain 21.
21. Great, I'm full. One more thing, Hortensia. We're about to have a really rough night. Do you have any inspiring words for us before we go?
You know, have fun.
And, we'll say that, she's gonna use every one of her points of Bardic Inspiration to give each of you a point of Bardic Inspiration.
Yay!
We all have one?
Yep, you 3, Ellie, and Lynn.
Great.
Wow.
Thank you, Hortensia.
Thanks, Hortensia.
That will be all.
And, and just so we are clear, these are D12s.
D12s, okay. Also, one more thing. Is there
One
anything
more
like an
thing.
hors d'oeuvre tray with like a
Like a
lid
what?
that Reagan can take
She sort of, like,
to use as a shield?
blinks a bit, and she sort of, like, scratches her, like, her chin a bit, and she says,
No, but I have this.
and she hands you, an intricately designed shield that she's been keeping under the bar, apparently.
Fantastic.
This is a +1 shield, which is the Shield of Fortune. Once per day, you may use this shield to re-roll a single d20 roll. So,
I'll give it back later.
maybe.
Maybe. You don't know.
I know. I always know.
Hortensia knows these things.
Fuck yeah. Great. Reagan puts that on her back, and is it also invisible?
Yeah, I'm not going to make a floating shield.
Thank you.
That's dumb.
Alright. Hortensia, have a lovely evening. Stay safe.
She says,
You too, sweetie. I'm so glad you talked things out with Elaine. You know, I really think you two are gonna be really close. I'm gonna nap now.
Okay, yeah, you take a nap under the bar, you just stay there. Alright, we're gonna go find Rufus.
okay. As you guys kind of like break off, you see Dreadbane actually is coming towards Hortensia, and he says, where did they go? Hortensia, where did they go?
Shit.
And she goes,
I don't know who went where.
and he's like, Hortensia, there was no one up there. Where are they? Where is Reagan, Hortensia?
Reagan turns around and goes and taps Dreadbait on the shoulder, and she says, Hi, I'm invisible, I'm next to you. What's going on?
He kind of like starts at that, and he just goes, shit. Where are the ones you were fighting?
They were on the 4th floor.
No, they weren't. No one was there, Reagan.
Fuck. Well, there's probably about 100 of them, so I wouldn't worry too much about those specific ones.
He kind of, like, you can see, like, his jaw clench, and he says, all right.
Have you seen Rufus?
He sort of, like, thinks for a minute, and he says, Rufus, champion last I saw, he was going down the stairs.
Down the stairs from where?
Said-
To where?
Through the servants' quarters.
Okay.
You don't think he was by himself?
He was by himself.
Motherfuckers. I'm going to get more people. Get down there, make sure he's okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm working
I'll
on
be
it.
down with reinforcements as fast as I can.
Okay, I'm on it. Dreadbane, you're the best. Bye. Reagan's gonna run off towards the servants' quarters.
What, you don't love Dreadbane? You love Julius, not Dreadbane?
Julius
I
died
thought this was
for
Reagan
her.
loves everybody. He did die.
Yeah, and she also
Literally.
loved him before that, so yeah. Listen, she's not there with Dreadbane yet.
It's more of an admiration, really, you know? Like a chivalrous chick.
Like a chivalrous
That's-
love, where she devotes her life and her daily actions to Dreadbane, but
But, like, doesn't need it to be anything more than
exactly. Anyway,
I gotcha.
Reagan takes off. I hope you're all coming with.
Come on,
Okay.
team.
that. Sure.
Come on, team Invisible
Okay.
Friends.
Come on, team, everything's gonna be fine no matter what.
God.
Question mark?
Yep, everything's gonna be fine, actually. We're
No matter what.
No matter what. And also, as I recall, maybe Delia was down that way, and Kahlo
Okay.
is missing right now, which means he's also probably looking for Rufus. So probably they're all together and everything's fine. Let's go.
I will say that y'all have not seen, like,
Hide nor hair of Delia.
Delia in a fucking dog's age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but, it's fine. Maybe she's down there. Let's go.
Onward.
And Reagan is
Okay.
secretly relieved that Kinsey and Rhea and Darmio got away.
But, like, doesn't really show it.
No, because she's invisible.
Can't see me, though!
Mm-hmm.
Can everybody roll stealth checks for me? With advantage, because you are,
Oh no.
you do have advantage on these rolls. by
Yeah,
the
I
way,
know.
just as I said. What did you catch?
It's 4.
Are we gonna do the
Rika did?
average?
Reagan did.
We are doing averages, because I don't fuck with,
Okay,
like,
cool.
the whole
Thank
one
you.
person.
So you got 3?
You can fuck it all up.
I got a 19 plus
Plus
11.
Oh, that's not bad. That's a 17.
Okay. Yeah. You guys are relatively stealthy. Okay, and you go down the passageway that Dreadbane sort of outlined. As you begin going down, Reagan, you hear that same familiar voice, which says, "So, coming down into the wolf den. About time you saw the rest of the little play. What? No more banter? No more quips? Thought that was your whole thing, Reagan Kayam."
That was before you killed Julia Scoring. Now I'm just going to kill you. No more words are necessary.
Reagan. Sometimes I wonder what it would have been like. You know? Things had gone different. If the Queen had lived. You ever think about that, Reagan? In between your pretty little life here. I think about it all the time. Every goddamn day.
Yeah.
You knew her. You remember her, don't you, Reagan?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happened to us, Reagan? Whatever happened to the
You fucked with
good
my
folk
family.
of Gothric? Did I, Reagan? You really think that if I wanted your sister dead, I wouldn't have had Mourner let fly that arrow before you got there? You think...
I didn't say anything about my sister. I'm coming for you, and I'm going to leave you weeping and then dead. It's gonna be great. Get excited.
There's a moment of silence. Then you just hear, "Ditto, kiddo." You are going down the servants' quarters, and as you are going down, you begin to see that there are signs of what looked like combat and struggle.
Oh, no.
Like a lot of signs of that. There is blood on different places. There are like broken arrows, and you see just like a lot of this. It's much more than there should be, and as you go down, there's just more and more and more. And as you I think you get through like most of like these kind of like little sort of alcoves when you arrive at the door to the basement, and it is currently open, and you hear from in there the labored breathing of Rufus.
Reagan turns to Lynn. Do you have any healing left?
She nods and she says, "A bit. Just, I'm not...
All of it?
I have some."
All of it for Rufus.
She nods and she says, I'll give him whatever I can."
Okay, and then Reagan rushes in, still invisible.
You see, sort of leaned up, like sitting on the ground, like slumped against the wall, 3 arrows buried into 2 in his chest, 1 in his belly. You just see Rufus is sort of sitting there, his head kind of slumped, breathing heavily. His mace is at his side, and his shield has fallen in front of him.
Anyone else in here?
You do see other bodies.
Other bodies, but are they alive?
They seem to just be lying there.
Okay. Reagan is going to cross over to where Rufus is slumped, and she's going to kneel down next to him, put a hand on his shoulder, and drop her invisibility, because whatever, she's down here now. Going off on your own wasn't part of the deal.
As you go to, like, you touch his shoulder, and his shoulder isn't as bulky as it normally is. And he looks up at you, and his face flickers, and you see that it is Forrest Tellman, aka Quick. And he just says, I'm so sorry. And then he stabs you.
Cool. How much damage?
This is with sneak attack. Let me roll real quick. That's 23 points of damage.
Okay, I'm going to use parry to reduce the damage.
Sure.
So that's by 6 plus dex is 1. So by 7. Okay. Is it my turn to say things?
No, now we're rolling initiative.
Okay, cool.
Because the other figures who were lying on the ground just sort of jump up.
Okay.
So we're all rolling initiative.
All right. Reagan is 19.
Okay.
Brika's 16. And they're all invisible still.
Yeah.
I want to be clear about that.
Oh, yes, I am aware.
Okay.
And Ellie is also invisible.
Yes.
Thank God Lynn is.
Please put Ellie in a corner.
14.
So Monty is 14. I'm trying to make my voice like perkier so that I'm not as just,
ominous all the time.
And super stressed.
That's fair. It's
Yeah,
fine.
we're
We're
gonna
gonna be
die.
fine.
It's fine.
I just want everyone to know that I love you all.
We're gonna be fine.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's fine. Don't worry, Andrew. Andrew, it's fine. We're gonna be fine.
We're gonna kick some ass.
Roll to kick ass.
Yep.
Okay. First up is Forrest. You see that underneath the disguise self spell, his mask has come off, and he just looks fucking miserable. And you can see his eyes are tearing up, and he says, "I'm so fucking sorry," and he stabs you again.
Okay.
That's a natural 20.
Okay.
So you're going to take 12 points of slashing damage. From
Okay.
that. He's then going to sort of try and swing with his other dagger. That is a 10, which is not hit, I don't think.
No.
He just looks like he's fucking just in agony right now. He just can't right now. Reagan, you're up.
Okay. Forrest, you don't have to do this.
Make a persuasion check. Is that your action, or are you just saying that passive?
How many other people are in the room?
From what you can tell, according to your eye, there are 3 total, including Forrest.
Can I tell anything about the other 2?
In this moment, probably not, just because you're in the middle of because Forrest is taking all your attention.
Yeah.
He just attacked you, and you're focused on him.
Okay.
I think you can tell that there is one masculine and one feminine figure.
Okay. Forrest, you don't have to do this. I don't want to hurt you, and I am going to take that as my thing. Spark threatened my family. I don't want to fight you.
Make a persuasion check. We'll say based on your relationship with Forrest in the past, that'll give you advantage on that one.
What does a 22 get?
All right, that's pretty good.
Wildly cocky.
Yeah.
Look, you gotta be cocky sometimes.
Forrest was Reagan's best friend, so...
Little does he know, he's been replaced twice over.
Well, listen, Reagan has 3 best friends now.
Reagan has 3 hands.
Don't ask her, she keeps the other one.
Didn't you know?
Little did you know, my
Been there
multi-hand
since day
style.
one. Reagan Kayam has 3 hands. Good night, folks.
All right, Reagan. From what it looks like on his face, it looks like he wants to say something, but he just can't quite. You can tell you're getting through to him on some level, but you're not quite there yet. If that makes sense. Your words are having an effect on him.
Okay.
You're not sure if he's you get the impression that this is going to be even from
his best friend, it's going to
him,
take more than one.
This is a big thing to ask.
Yeah, I know.
Give up the cause right now for me. After everything you've heard, just do it right now.
Yep. Okay.
But he does seem it seems to be getting through to him.
Okay.
Lara is next. Shimmer, as you know her.
And, she saw that.
She did, but you were specifically speaking to that, and she's sort of... There are a lot of, oh no, she can't see anybody else, can she?
She can't see anybody but Reagan, and all she has seen so far is Reagan begging Forrest to stop stabbing her after Forrest stabbed her twice and tried a 3rd time. Reagan has not drawn her weapon.
She is going to hold her action, and she is going to wait a moment. Brika, Cha, you're up. Buddy Baloo.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I want to do, and you tell me if I can do it.
Sure.
Okay. What I would
Give
like
me the juice, Brika.
what I would like to do, what Brika would like to do, is to move far enough away from the rest of the party that no one is going to track a movement back to them.
Okay.
Just take a few steps away,
So that it looks like she didn't come in with Reagan.
Exactly, so that they don't know where she came from.
Maybe, like, throw her pack over her shoulder like she's just a regular old robber. I'm just kidding.
Oh, look, all of this wealth here. Oh,
No,
this
she's
statue
staying
looks
invisible,
great.
thank you.
Okay.
And she is
I
going
know,
to
I know.
move, I suppose back to the doorway would probably be best, and throw one of her cards to try to disarm Forrest.
Okay. Sure. Give me an attack roll. It's gonna be a tough check, like a tough to hit modifier. If that makes sense.
I got a 19 to knock his knife out of his hand.
Yeah. So you throw it towards his dominant hand, and it slices across the tendons of his of the backside of his arm, and his sword, his blade falls to the ground. Roll damage for me, since you did hit him. Like the DC to just like knock it out of his hand in one go, like super dope and cool. That was 20, just a straight 20. But you do knock it out.
So it's 3 plus 5, 8, 9.
Sure. Awesome. So it's 9 damage. He did not see that coming, and so he doesn't even like think to use his reaction. And he just sort of like he drops his blade, and he just like grips his hand and just like yelps in pain as he like looks around like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Anything else, Brika?
I don't think so, unless I can dart back to the squad.
So you have enough movement to get back to the squad in general. It's not like a huge room.
Yeah, I'll get back to the squad.
Does attacking like that, did that reveal her location?
Yes, it did reveal you from invisibility.
Okay, so you're not invisible anymore.
Oh.
Taking an attack action does reveal invisibility. Sorry, I should have specified that.
Okay, no, I'm staying where I am then.
Okay.
She's with me.
I'm in the doorway, so
All right.
staying there.
At that point, Darmio,
Oh, good.
the last of these three, is going to let out just a roar, and he's going to charge Brika.
Okay.
Because Brika threw a thing which hurt his friend. And he will rage. Brika, one of those is a modified 20. The other one is a natural 1.
Cool.
So you're going to take a total of 8 points of damage, because he rolled like shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use uncanny dodge to have the
it even
damage.
more.
Sure. So he just comes at you and starts like fucking like swinging into the air, and you're just duck, dip, dodge.
I'm too short for
not
this.
Not even worried. It's true. Like he has this huge halberd, and you're exploiting the fact that it has a lot of reach, but it also has a lot of like gaps in its defenses the closer you get, and you're sort of keeping him close as he's trying to like smash you in the face, like knock you away, but you're keeping on him, and he is not getting past you. Yeah, that's it for him. He's mad at that and how these aren't working. Ellie is gonna go hide in a fucking corner.
Yeah,
she is
Ellie,
not
hide.
a fighter. Monty, monta que pensa.
Show us that beautiful diplomacy.
Just be like, listen. I'm Montague
Hi, I'm the
Pensman.
voice from beyond, and I would like to talk to you about peace.
I bet you didn't think this was happening, huh?
I've got it. Monty, grapple him. No, just
I used to wrestle with Osiris all the time, and she let me win.
Monty squeezes Lynn's hand really tightly. And then he's going to move a few steps away from her, because the sound of his voice is going to give away his approximate location. He doesn't want to be next to Lynn in case they charge him.
Okay.
And he's going to say, hopefully loud enough to be heard around the room, but not much louder, what is it going to take to make you stop? How much coin do you need to leave and forget whatever you came here for tonight?
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
You are not showing yourself, and you just implied to them that their noble cause is something that can be bought.
Or not money. What do you want from me? Okay. Remember that situation where I said I rolled a 2 and so I'm going to use my inspiration dice?
Yeah.
Is that the situation?
Yeah, that's the situation. I literally rolled exactly a 2. That didn't work really well. Okay, so the first roll was a 2. My proficiency bonus is a 3. My charisma bonus is a 3. And...
So you have 8 before the inspiration roll.
And then, unfortunately, the inspiration roll was a 2, so that was a waste of an inspiration roll.
So you have 10. Okay.
Solid 10.
That's
solid
not
10.
good enough.
Nice and middling.
Might be solid enough not to make them angrier.
They don't seem particularly swayed by your argument. Like, they're not, like, throwing down their arms and agreeing with you at this moment. Do you have anything for a bonus action you want to do?
Can I just say we don't want to fight?
Yeah, you could say that, certainly.
Yeah, it's not part of my persuasion roll, but we don't want to fight you!
Yeah. Last initiative order, huh?
Is that Lynn?
Yeah. Let me... Lynn is going to walk over to you. She is going to gently kiss you on the mouth. And she is going to say to you, trust me. And she is going to break her own invisibility. And she is going to say, my name is Lynn von Teppler. I am the Archduke's daughter. If you have some quarrel with my family, leave them out of it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Forrest is next in the initiative order.
Okay. Reagan has held eye contact with him this whole time, by the way.
He is going to look long and hard at Lynn. And he glances over then at Lara, the wizard. And he says, they're leading him up onto the roof. They're going to ambush him. I can't... Reagan, this is it. If we ever see you again, this is it, Reagan.
Reagan nods. Thank you.
As you say thank you, it looks like you just punched him in the face. And he just says, just go. Darmio, like, kind of opens his mouth to, like, say something. And, Forrest just kind of shoots him a look. This withering glare that you have never seen, Forrest Tellman make. You realize that you're probably not the only one who has changed these last few months.
Reagan gestures for Lynn to come with her and kind of looks between the 3 allies she had in the room, her former companions. I'm sorry for everything. And I don't deserve anything from you, but I always loved you guys, and I'm sorry I left. I have to go now. But I won't forget this. And she leaves.
Hello friends, thank you so much for coming to the finale of Season 1 of Masks and Martyrs. This is your producer Diana, and we have some housekeeping to do. So, first of all, if you have enjoyed the show for this season, we would love if you would share us with a friend or with your social media feed and let people know, hey, want to get into a new actual play podcast? It's the perfect time to binge this one because they have a 35 episode backlog and they're coming back for more. Go nuts! It's the perfect time to subscribe, or something along those lines, because we would really appreciate it. And we know our numbers are going to drop while we are on hiatus to start mixing the second season, but we would like to get some new listeners in that time. So if you don't mind sharing, that would be stupendous. While we are gone, you can also find us on Etsy at etsy.com/shop/masksandmartyrs, and our Patreon is patreon.com/masksandmartyrs, and I'm going to be trying to post some previews on the Patreon, some of the concept art and some of the upcoming promotional art for Season 2 as we are prepping. And on that note, we will be prepping for Season 2 for at least a month, possibly 2 to 3. It depends on how a couple of things shake out. But we will be releasing a few episodes while we are on break. We have a Monty backstory one-shot that we've recorded and we're working on the mix for now, so that's going to come out. Andrew and I are going to do a Behind the Mask regarding the Masquerade, so if you have your questions ready, you can send them to us on Twitter at Masks and Martyrs, or on our Discord server, or to so many other places. I'll put more things in the description on that. So, while we are on this hiatus, we want to make sure you guys have quality actual play podcasts to listen to while we're gone. You've already no doubt heard about Dwarf Stars and Dreadnoughts, the sci-fi actual play sister podcast of Masks and Martyrs, also on the Nerdification Media Network. We also have a audio drama called Daemonic on the network now, which has a few episode backlog. And today, I would like to introduce you to a new friend of the podcast, Moon Harbor Heroes. Moon Harbor Heroes is a Masks, a New Generation System actual play podcast, which is a system structured after real-world comics like Marvel and DC. They have two primary comic lines in this system, Faces and the Cataclysm Crew. These comics balance humor with intensity, though they are one of the more mature comic lines being produced in this way. The first wave of heroes from Moon Harbor are currently competing in March Masksness, a community-building event in which heroes from many Masks and New Generation actual plays compete against each other in feats of superheroics via a Twitter poll. You can find more about that using the hashtag MarchMaskness on Twitter. You can listen to Moon Harbor Heroes wherever you listen to this podcast already, because it's pretty much wherever. And last but not least are our music credits, and there are a lot of them this episode, so stick with me. This week, our intro music and previously on is Threads of Fate by Thomas Hart and Diana Paparozzi. The mid-roll is nothing because I thought it sounded really cool just to kind of let it sit there. So we don't have a mid-roll this week. There was a lot of music in the first half, so let me list the titles. Before the ad break, you heard Part of a Name, Resolve, and The Children's War by Diana Paparozzi. And after the break, we will have The Glass Ceiling by Sarah Shope, At the End of the Night by Diana Paparozzi, and Let Dreamers Sleep, also by Diana Paparozzi, with additional lyrics from Julia Heslin. Alright, I think that is everything that I needed to cover. I am going to miss you guys while we're on hiatus, and please let me know what you think of the episode. I worked really hard on it. I mixed it twice, but I absolutely adore this season. I adore this podcast and this cast of characters. So thank you so much for coming on this ride with us. It really means the world to me that we can share this story with so many people that also are resonating with it. So I really appreciate all of your support, and thank you so much for stopping by.
Everyone is moving pretty quickly, I think, at this point.
Yeah, we're running to the roof.
You're coming up out of the basement when you see Dreadbane coming with what looks to be at least 20 guards.
Roof. Dreadbane.
Says,
roof. He's on the roof. They're gonna ambush
him. He just goes,
yeah,
and these people must be in blood, please!
Poor Dreadbane.
Dreadbane and Reagan charging into battle the way she always dreamed!
He's just trying to do his goddamn job.
No, I'm just picturing poor Dreadbane running up the stairs and then running back down the stairs, running up the stairs and running back down the stairs.
It's pretty much where he's been all night. He's just, I'm gonna stop that. Nope, I'm going. Nope. God damn it.
Dreadbane, do you know any faster way to the roof?
He nods and he says, yeah, we're gonna take the actual fucking stairs, not those stupid fucking honeycomb shit over there.
Just lead the way.
So, the way I picture it, it's like Dreadbane, then y'all, then like the platoon of guards. Like, you're moving pretty quickly, and you realize that, in fact, you are approaching the glass ceiling overhead. There is, where the stairs let out, it's maybe like 120 feet to the actual glass. And Reagan, you notice that there are clouds overhead. Vast, dark thunderheads. And ahead of you, you see Rufus the Just is on one knee. There are deep gashes all over his body. He is not wearing armor because he did not wear armor to the Masquerade. Standing in front of him is a masked figure. And this is the first time you've seen the glaive. And you recognize that glaive. That is the glaive that belonged to Sir Gerald Killafor, who apparently died leading the final vanguard against the Hintillans, where he was the last one to go down, swinging that glaive as the Hintillans called for archers and pikes. Spark is standing there in front of Rufus, who is heavily wounded. It looks like Rufus says something, and as soon as he does, there is a peal of thunder which drowns out the words. They are completely focused on each other. Whatever they were doing, there seems to have been a lull in it, and you can sort of almost hear Rufus's snarling voice at Spark. What do you do?
Reagan, sorry, what did you say his name was again? Jarvis?
Oh, Gerald.
There's a lot of J names.
Yeah, sorry. If it's easier, we can just call him Gerald.
Gerald?
Gerald, like Gerril.
Sure, Gerald. Reagan is running, but also yells out his name. Gerald!
Okay. There is a pause as Spark kind of looks up, and as soon as that happens, Rufus springs forward, as if attempting to take advantage of an apparent lapse in concentration. However, that seemed to have been what Spark was waiting for.
So where are we all moving forward?
Yes, you are all moving forward. Currently, the way this is working is you have covered 30 feet of distance.
Okay.
As the glaive comes down on Rufus.
Question. You said they were 120 feet away when we started, and I'm bad at math. So that means that we're now 90 feet away, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
If I were to cast Misty Step, which moves me forward 30 feet to an unoccupied space that I can see, can I use Shield as a reaction with the Ring of the Lost Sun to throw Shield at Rufus?
You can certainly try. You do not know the roll that Spark made on his attack against Rufus there.
Okay, yeah.
That's the question here.
I'm just throwing anything I can to help anybody I can.
Sure.
So I might be bad at math here, so I'm double checking everything here. No, I'd still be 30 feet short. Because we're 90 feet away. Misty Step moves me 30 feet, and
this
then...
is 30. The ring's range is 30, I believe.
Oh.
It is. Since I can't do anything... I'm going to cast Hold Person.
Okay, so...
As he's moving. I know I'm not going to be able to do it before he hits Rufus, but I want to try and keep him from landing a killing blow.
So... Okay. So... The glaive comes down. Rufus manages to catch the first one on his shield with just a scream, but the second two do find him. Okay. He's make a wisdom save?
Yeah, he has to make a wisdom save.
What's the DC on that?
16.
They muscle past it.
Yeah.
And two of these scything arcs find Rufus, who at this point is barely standing. And they hold up a hand to you all. And they say, I think that's far enough. Another step, maybe he goes down.
Reagan stops as soon as he says that.
Mm-hmm.
Carol, not him.
Why not, Reagan? Why not?
Because none of this has anything to do with him.
Reagan, you keep saying that. You keep saying
because it's
like
true.
None
he
of
doesn't.
This. Reagan and Kayam, you were supposed to fucking matter. But where were you? Where the fuck were any of you when she died? Tell me!
Where do you think I was? You know exactly where I was. I was fighting in your fucking resistance. He's not who you're here for, Geralt. I know. Fucking no. Okay? There's not a lot of good in this city, but... Please, these... Anyone else. Me, please.
No. I already told you, Reagan, that's not how it works. Kayams die. That's what Kayams do. Not tonight. No. Give me a name.
You already killed one. When's it going to be enough? When are you going to stop hurting the people who... We're not enemies. You were friends with my fucking family.
Reagan, make a persuasion check. With advantage.
That is a 22.
Andrew, is it possible to hold an action?
What are you trying to hold?
If Spark so much as moves, I want to cast Magic Missile at 3rd level.
Okay.
Also, make it a 25. I added my inspiration die to it.
Okay. That is good to know. They're sort of standing there, frozen for a moment. And then Rufus says, "You know, people tell me I don't watch my back enough. Guess we have that in common." And then you see a blade punch through Spark's chest. And you see Delia Quickstep standing behind him. And she says...
Delia!
And she says, "Hi. I think we're gonna have a long fucking talk." Let me roll all of her fucking...
Yeah.
all of her
Lesbian cavalry has arrived.
So, 2 things happen as soon as they are stabbed. Spark, there is a shimmer in the air, and Spark is gone. And Delia sort of like moves around like, the fuck? Rufus is gonna kind of like stand a bit and kind of wobble and catch himself.
Lynn.
Yeah, Lynn runs over to him, and she is going to healing word on him. Rufus is going to say, "All right, you can come out now." And Kahlo is going to poke his head up from apparently a hidden place, and he's going to say, "I did not like this plan very much. It was bad." And Rufus is going to say, "Yeah, well," and then Spark is back. There is another shimmer. They're exactly where they were standing. And they say, "Great. The butcher's blood." And they slam their glaive into the glass. And the ceiling breaks.
We're all on the ceiling, aren't we?
No. You all are 90 feet away.
Lynn?
Lynn is on the ceiling.
Can I abandon my previous magic missile and cast fly to try and catch up to her?
Roll me just a dexterity check. That's a good Katie laugh, I'm pretty sure.
Sorry, that's a natural 20 plus 2.
Okay.
Excellent.
20.
The glass shatters, and Rufus, Kahlo, Delia, Spark, and Lynn all begin to fall. Monty, you see this happening, and you are barely able to cast fly in time as you begin to just rocket down towards her. You hear people screaming, and yet for some reason, Lynn is falling not
She
as
cast Feather
fast
Fall.
as she could. No, actually.
Oh.
But she is not falling as fast as she could. Brika, you notice, standing behind the sort of group of guards, sort of standing like mouth agape, is an old woman who turns and, well, she's gone in a puff of brimstone. Monty, you are able to reach Lynn just before she hits the ground. Kahlo kind of just lands on his head, but is a monk, and just kind of bounces a bit.
He is a bird.
And he is good at this.
Kahlo is a bird. Why didn't you fly?
He's not that kind of bird. Don't be a racist. So each of them are going to take 38 falling damage.
Shit!
So Kahlo is fine because he's a bird, and he's good at his job.
Did Spark also take damage?
Oh, Spark took damage.
Fuck Spark.
Rufus lands in just kind of like a crunch of a heap. And he is not visibly dead, but definitely not moving super well. He's unconscious currently.
Okay.
Delia lands, and she just goes, "Fuck! Fuck! Oh, fuck!" And Monty, you like come to a hover and like just gracefully touch down in the midst of the dance floor with Lynn in your arms.
Fucking princess.
Then Spark lands. And then there is a moment of kind of like shock from everyone in the ballroom. And then, Monty, you hear the ticking of a clock. Tick, tick.
Do I have any concept of what that could be?
No. But suddenly, Spark is gone.
Shit.
And Lynn, looking up into your eyes, opens her mouth to say something. And then her eyes roll back. You see a tiny cut directly under her clavicle. It is tiny. And Monty, as you sit there, as people cheer, you catching the falling daughter of the Archduke as something takes hold of her. You hear the words that Anastasia Manata spoke not too long ago, although it seems like weeks at this point, as you danced with her. And she offered you a choice. And you hear her words echoing in your head as she said, I just want to say, Mr. Pensmith, that I did try. I want you to remember this moment when I offered you an alternative. And you declined.
Okay, what's going on around me? Who's near me?
The people are cheering. Lynn is not moving.
As loud as he possibly can, Monty screams, I need a healer!
You see, Ethel Amblin, sort of scurry up beside you. And she says, what happened? What happened to her?
I don't know!
What do you mean you don't know? What? She looks again, and you can see that there are dozens of little cuts from glass breaking sort of up and down Lynn. But your eye is once more drawn to that single point right above her clavicle.
Monty takes off the necklace that she's wearing and throws it aside.
Okay.
And kind of sinks down to the ground with her in his arms so he doesn't have to stand.
As the two of you are like huddled over her, you hear Elaine's voice coming from not 10 feet away. She says, Lynn? And you turn over and you see Elaine and Erwin are standing there. And Elaine immediately runs over. And she starts checking for a pulse, checking for something. And Monty, can you make a medicine check for me?
That's a modified 20.
There is no heartbeat. There's no pulse. But somehow, and you are not certain how, it is almost as if she is in between breaths.
I don't have any idea. Have I ever... I mean, I wouldn't have seen anything like this before. I know that.
Nothing like this. As you're standing there, Ethel is just sort of whispering words constantly, just over and over again. Trying. And you can hear, like, you know that sound. That's the healing spell that Lynn uses, and every time she just keeps pumping them in one after another, and yet nothing happens.
Which is free?
You've already used it today.
Wait, but it didn't work. It had no effect.
None that was apparent. As you're standing there, Reagan and Brika, you see all this, and you do notice that something is wrong. As people are kind of chattering about like how exciting all this was, and how these things happened, and the champion and his companions came crashing through, and all these things. You two definitely notice Monty and Lynn down there, and I think at this point you have gotten back down there.
Okay. Reagan then runs over to Monty and Lynn and, the pile of champions.
Can I try Counterspell?
Counterspell requires a target. Dispel magic's what you're looking for.
I wouldn't dispel magic because I think we're
I don't know
serious.
Dispel. It doesn't matter. I don't know Dispel magic because I'm a shit wizard.
No, it's fine.
As this is happening, you hear Reagan gets down there, and you see this whole scene. And as you do, Elaine looks up and she locks eyes with you and she says, "Was this you?"
No! No, I would never... No.
Brika's running down with Reagan, and she's gonna stand by Reagan here.
Yeah.
She's been trying to stop this.
It's all we've been doing all night.
At this point, sort of the clamor is starting to die down, and people are starting to realize that there's more going on here than they thought. And they see Julius Goring sort of approaching, since there was a huge shattering of glass.
He decided to
poked
stop
his head
playing
out.
dead.
Yeah, and he approaches with still kind of that, like, bloody ruin of a chest that he has. It's healed very much so.
Also, I do want to clarify real quick before we go any further. Rufus is alive. Like, Reagan can see Rufus appears to be alive.
Yes.
Okay.
He's unconscious, though.
He's stirring right
Okay,
now.
he's good. Then continue the scene as well. I'm just like, if he looks like he might be dead,
Yeah,
then none
for
of
sure,
that
for
just
sure.
happened.
For sure,
So-
for sure.
Detect magic. For the duration, you sense presence magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any.
So, if you had to give it a guess, this is magic which you are not familiar with. In, like, the way to describe it is, this is magic that may have once been, but is no longer. Magic has...
one of those the ancient stuff that you were telling me about earlier.
Yes.
Yes.
And as Julius approaches, Erwin sort of looks at him and he says, "Was this you, Julius?"
No, Reagan answers. Julius Goring died once tonight trying to stop all of this.
Julius raises his hand to kind of halt him, and he says,
You know I don't touch children.
and Erwin kind of reels at that and he says, "Bring her to her chambers."
Monty picks
Now-
her up. Monty's up and off.
The guards who came down with you, like, clear away as people continue to chatter as this kind of group begins to exit. As soon as you, get out into, like, one of the side halls, Erwin immediately sort of stops this makeshift procession, and he says, "Someone is going to tell me what the hell is going on here."
If we knew, we would tell you immediately. We need to figure this out first before we start fighting and blaming each other. Lord Von Teppler.
Reagan steps forward. Is that cool with everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Monty is like, if he is able, is going to push past Von Teppler and keep going as fast as he can to Lynn's chambers.
He's gonna hold out a hand and he's gonna say, "Mr. Pensmith, you are going to stand there for a moment while I understand what exactly has transpired tonight."
By the way, if you can't hear it, there are tears.
Oh,
on
no,
Monty's
we know.
Oh
face.
no, Katie, we
Yeah.
know you're crying.
Yeah.
Reagan is in front of Erwin now. Is that cool? Alright.
Yeah.
She takes off her mask. The Gothiker resistance attacked your masquerade tonight, and we have spent the entire evening attempting to stop them.
Your wife can vouch for that. Rufus can vouch for that. Anybody here will tell you the same.
I don't know what, if anything, they did to Lynn, but she's been with us all night and no one laid a hand on her.
I've made sure of that.
If you want to to take anyone into whatever, I'll answer any
Custody.
questions you have about the people who came here tonight. Just focus on your daughter.
He opens his mouth to sort of say something, and for the first time in a long time, Erwin von Teppler is at a loss for words. He tries a second time when a voice rings out from behind you all and says, "I've seen this magic once before, or at least something similar to it. You see Anastasia Minata is standing there."
You!
She cocks her head. She says,
I'm simply trying to help, Mr. Pensmith.
Are you?
What's happening to her?
This is what I would describe as old magic, ancient from the Age of Powers, before things were neat and tidy. She has been placed not into a sleep, but into something different, a point in between. And there she will remain until her life expires.
How do we fix it?
There are ways.
Anything.
It would require a great deal of effort, something of a journey. But it could be undertaken quickly, if you were willing to, that is.
Anything.
At that point, Julia says,
And how exactly do we know that you're telling the truth, Lady Monada?
and she says, you don't, honestly. But as I think the Archduchess and Mr. Pensmith and any other particular ability users you have here will tell you, this is beyond their scope. I'm only here because of an acquaintance of mine who has certain knowledge of such things. So, what exactly will it take?
You know about me, right? You know who I am?
She turns her eyes towards you, sort of a cold gaze, and she says, Oh, I've certainly heard of you, Mr. Pensmith, but until tonight I hadn't had the honor of meeting you.
No. Not Montague Pensmith.
There is sort of, she just keeps staring at you, and she just says, Whoever we are before, we are who we are now, doesn't make much difference.
It makes a lot of difference, I think. Andrew, I keep the signet ring on me at all times. Mm-hmm. I keep it on a chain around my neck that I keep in my shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull that out. Can't really
okay.
break off the chain. It's a pretty thick chain, so I'd probably break my own neck trying to rip it off.
Sure. So you pull that out. There's sort of a moment of quiet. And she says, Mr. Pensmith, my business is not with you.
I'm saying that I would make one hell of a chess piece on your board.
She just smiles a bit and she says, I know. And you do.
Now imagine how useful I would be if I played along.
Yes. You are when you play along. She turns to Erwin and she says, I think I would like a reform before the election. And I'll tell you where you could find the salve to cure all ills. How does that sound? And he says, Name it. The popular vote. Every citizen gets a voice. And he sort of grits his teeth a bit and he says, Done. She says, Very well. There is an island to the south of here. Dangerous territory, but an intrepid band may be able to reclaim, as I said, a salve to cure all ills. This is one such. It is an old place, older by far than this city or even the bones beneath it. Judging by your daughter, I'd say you have around a month.
A month. Only a month.
Sadly,
How far is this?
A bit of a journey, but to those who are committed enough, it shouldn't be too much of a difficulty.
And I'm guessing this is not something easily obtained.
Oh, no. Things that matter rarely are. But I'm certain that the champion of Hintilla can find his way down there, couldn't he? She looks over at Rufus.
Oh, is he up now?
Oh yeah, no, he's sort of like limping and leaning heavily on Kahlo.
Okay, Reagan's gonna go help him walk. I didn't realize he was here.
The Archduke says, I will dispatch my agents tomorrow. They will find this and they will bring it back. And no, I'm afraid that's not how this works. The place in question, well, it requires very specific individuals. Those who, shall we say, have had certain conversations in important places. And she glances over at you, Montague, and she says, with a certain individual who asked them a question. She's implying the inn. This is really vague.
I know,
Okay,
but I don't
sorry.
remember what the question was because I haven't listened to that episode that Diana so lovingly mixed for us.
But she says, I think Mr. Pensmouth would do nicely. Perhaps some of his little companions here could accompany him. And Erwin says, that is not an option right now. I appreciate what you did, but I cannot allow you to leave the city until we are able to neutralize whatever threat this is facing us. I'm still not convinced that you had nothing to do with it. He's looking at Reagan specifically.
Lord von Teppler, if I may, if there is a benefit to this, rather than you sending all of your forces to go gather this resource, I don't know how to travel quickly, but I'm sure you have ideas. With your help, with a small group, wouldn't it be better if I went, me and my friends, and then, in the effort to deal with your new regulations and the popular vote and the possible consequences of that, if your forces were to remain in the city and keep you and your family safe?
Roll me persuasion check, Monty.
+3 is a natural 20 +3.
Fuck!
Not 20 will do it.
Yep.
He's quiet for a minute and he says, you go, but she stays. And he points over at Reagan.
Sir, I need her. You've seen me. I'm not strong enough without her. She's not going to do anything that I won't ask her to do. She works for me, after all.
That is true. Kind of.
I did pay her a long time ago.
He opens his he goes to something else, and then you hear, I'll take your place. And it's coming from beside you, Reagan. Rufus kind of like stands straighter, and he says, It's a month, right? You need to hold somebody? I'll be held. Until then. And if she's not back in a month, you can, off with the head and all that. It's not a perfect solution, I know, but I mean, fuck. I'm the goddamn champion of the city. Like, it's gotta have some perk, right? And Erwin von Teppler is quiet for a moment. He says, 1 month. You come back in 1 month with this. Or you come back and you submit yourself to my investigation and my judgment, and if you do not, then I will execute the champion.
It's not going to happen.
I'll submit myself to your axe. It doesn't matter if Lynn's not here.
I know. He looks to Elaine and he says, see that she's comfortable. I need to go announce a reform in our voting system, apparently. He sort of looks between Julius and Anastasia, and then he looks over to you, Reagan, for a long moment, and then back to Monty, and he says, I'm going to trust you here. Save my daughter, or I swear there will not be a city. I will burn everything that I have to find the one responsible for this.
Yes, sir.
And he turns, sort of closes his eyes, just kind of takes a deep breath, and then he turns back into the Great Hall. You're standing there for a moment, all of you, kind of still in a bit of shock. And he said, and Anastasia says, "Well, I wish you all the luck in your expedition."
Anastasia.
Yes?
Lady Manada, I'm sorry. I forget my place. Would you have actually helped me?
She is quiet for a long moment.
I would have done anything if you had told me, even given me context. Lady Manada.
She almost looks a little pained when you say that. And she says, "It's so hard to predict these things."
I meant every word I said.
I know.
We could have been friends.
She looks you in the eyes and she says, "We were. But that's another life, Mr. Pensmith. That's another world." And then she turns back and walks into the ballroom.
So who's left over here with us?
Lane, Ellie, Julius, y'all.
Ellie,
and,
still invisible.
Rufus and Rufus and the team. Rufus and the lads. And Rufus sort of kind of walks over to you, Monty, and he says, "You need a hand? You're not, like, super strong, you know?"
The dress doesn't weigh that much. And Monty kind of gets back up and helps pick Lynn up. And he kind of wants to try and carry her on his own.
Rufus puts an arm on your back, and he says, "Hey, she's gonna be okay. All right? Monty.
Rufus.
Look at me. Look at me. I've seen a lot worse, okay? She's pretty much asleep. Seriously. You go down there, you get it, that's like a weekend for you, you know? This isn't helping, is it? This isn't really helping.
It's not.
He's trying.
Brika's gonna come up and kind of shush him away. Okay, thank you, Rufus.
Monty's just gonna keep going and get Lynn to her room.
Brika's gonna follow him.
Okay. Elaine goes with as well. As they walk away, Delia is sort of quiet, and as she's watching them go, and she says, "Fuck, we really fucked up this time, huh?" And Monty, Brika, you go with Elaine, and you go to Lynn's quarters, where you lay her in her bed. And for a moment, it almost looks like she's sleeping. Almost.
Just too still. Lady Von Teppler?
She sort of blinks, and it sort of strikes you just how quiet she's been this whole time. She says, "Yes."
Do you have any resources that you can give us that will help us travel faster?
I'll send what I can to the champion's residence.
I mean to leave in the morning.
I know. She sort of takes your hand in hers, and she says, "Monty, I don't know you, really. You are... For so long, you were just my daughter's silly little friend at the library. You were polite and well-spoken and well-mannered, a rarity in these days. And you made her so happy. Please, Monty, please. Whatever this is, bring it back and save her."
I would say I would do it or die trying, but I'm not going to die trying. with whatever resources that you can give me, whatever power I can find. I'm going to save her. There's no doubt in my mind. Is there anything that I can give to you that would help you?
She just shakes her head and pulls you in for a hug. She says, just bring whatever the hell this is to wake her up.
Okay. Okay.
Rika, do you have anything you want to do in this situation, or just sort of be there for Monty?
I'm just gonna wait until Monty is ready to be away from Lynn.
Okay.
Hold his hand and wait.
Okay. Reagan, you're back with most of the rest of sort of the folks.
Mm.
And, it's a very somber mood.
Yeah. She has been staring at Rufus in silence since everything. She hasn't said anything. She's kind of looking at him.
He says, you okay? You kind of look like you're not, and that's what I got.
Why would you do that?
Do what?
Why would stay here, take my... You should
Look,
be...
Look, I'm good at a couple things, I can, I'm really good at, fighting stuff. That's, I'm really good at that most days.
You should be the one going on this fucking fetch quest. You'd be a lot more helpful than...
Do you really believe that?
Yeah.
Right, Reagan, he needs you. I mean, I'm dumb as a sack of bricks, and even I can see that. Why? I mean, you know what he's gone through. I mean, you saw what I just did. I literally just said, "Hey, it's fine, whatever." Besides, it's what, I gotta sit in the city that I'm already in for a month. You'll get it, and you'll come back. And wherever the fuck this guy went, I'll be waiting here for you, and we'll go kick his ass,
Yeah. Yeah, we will. We'll...
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. I thought...
Shakes her head.
I kind of thought that he'd be going after me. So
You weren't wrong.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, he's... I don't know if I could take him on my own.
No.
The whole luring him in thing was already hard enough to not just get outright killed. But...
Well, I'm glad Delia was there to watch your back.
And Carlo. He was sort of the...
Oh, yeah, I kind of lost track of him. Yeah.
Yeah. They've been really concerned about me recently. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's, kind of weird.
I don't blame him, No offense.
Yeah, I kind of get into trouble.
You do. Follows you around.
Yeah. Look, I know I'm not part of your team, with you and Monty and Brika, but, anything you need from us before you go, just let us know. I'll keep the place warm for you.
And she smiles a bit. I'll see you in... And she kind of does some mental... I don't know, 3 weeks?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Maybe 2.
3 weeks is good. Sure.
I could do it in 2.
You could do it in 1.
She laughs at that.
This is Rufus's form of banter. I'm just like, no, you could do even better.
Yeah.
Got-ems!
Mm-hmm. Reagan's gonna laugh a bit and she's like, meh. You know, what will people say? I'm leaving without the guy I came in with.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, last time I went to one of these, actually, I don't know if this one was better or not. This is
No, it's
Man, I've been to some really bad parties, I think.
Yeah, maybe someday we'll go to a better one.
Oh, man. That'd be good. sometimes I think about that. Not like parties, but just like, just sort of having a nice time.
It's like a normal day.
Yeah. Just like, I don't know, buying bread.
Yeah.
I like bread.
Bread's good. Not enough people are sleeping on bread, The little things.
And
I love you too so much.
I really hope they're not. I mean, I feel like that'd be really, like, rough on your back after a while.
I'm sure the Von Tepplers will get you whatever bread they, Erwin seemed pretty pissed, but he's not mad at you. He's mad at me, so.
He's always mad about something.
Yeah, he likes you.
Well, you have that in common, I guess.
Yeah. And she laughs a bit. And she kisses him on the cheek. I'm gonna go make sure Monty's okay.
Sure. I gotta figure out what the whole, sort of Damocles over my head is gonna entail.
It's not gonna happen, so.
I know, but if they want me to, like, stay in a room somewhere, or, like, I don't know. This is all pretty new to me still.
Yeah, catch up on your reading.
Yeah. I'll come see you before you head out, okay?
Yeah. Sounds good.
He's gonna give your hand a squeeze, and then let you go. Rika.
Okay. When Monty has had an appropriate amount of time to be at Lynn's bedside, Brika wants to lead him out.
One thing before we leave the room, Andrew.
Yeah.
Is Brika wearing the ring? I mean, not Brika, fuck. Lynn. Is Lynn wearing the ring?
Brika stole the ring from Lynn. That's why
Brika's wearing it. Now Brika is your fiance.
That's right.
Now.
It was always Brika.
I have to tell Noni something.
She's wearing the ring. She is wearing the ring. She is wearing the ring. There was never a world where she was gonna not wear that motherfucker. Come on.
Debating leaving another one with her. I'm gonna take the signet ring off of its chain.
Mm-hmm.
And slip it onto her finger just above the ring that I gave her. And I am going to do one little thing. I am gonna turn the signet around so it's facing the inside of her palm.
It's not just like
Montague practical pensmith.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, somebody would have to fuck with her hands to like actually see what it is.
The actual practical Montague pensmith.
Okay, can I lead Monty out of the room now, away from his
After I've done that, I'm fine.
dead but not dead girlfriend?
Thanks.
Not quite dead. Dead adjacent,
Brika's gonna hug Monty.
Aww.
Oh, thank you.
She's gonna hug Monty really tight.
Oh.
And she's... Is anybody else around? Did Elaine stay with Lynn?
Elaine's staying with Lynn. Elaine is staying with Lynn.
Monty just kind of collapses into a pile of limbs around Brika and hugs her back.
Mm-hmm.
And he's tired.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's past the point where he's got any more tears to cry. But he just hugs her very close.
Brika pets his hair, and she says, "We are going to fix this."
We are. And nothing's gonna stop me. Nothing's gonna stop us.
Yes. Alright. And Brika wipes her eyes and lets go of Monty and stands up and brushes herself off. She says, "Okay." Brika puts out a hand for him. "Come on. Come on, Moneypence. Up.
I don't know.
Up and at them. We need to go. We have places to be. People to see. Probably stab.
Yeah.
I hope to not stab. I don't like to stab. Why does everybody think I want to stab?"
I like to think Reagan is approaching at this point. She's like, I like stabbing.
That's good for you.
And Monty finally gets back up and his legs are like shaking now.
Come on, we go.
Okay.
We'll go home. We grab Julius, grab him, drag him there too. We will have a dark lunch and regroup, and then we will be ready in the morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah. we gotta go. Let's go. No, time is.
Yeah, we only have 2
ticking.
weeks. Let's go.
What?
2 weeks. That's how fast I'm going to do it. I've got a bet going with myself. Let's go.
Oh God, you scared me though, Reagan.
What?
It's like, I heard a month.
Oh, no. It's they said a month. I say we're doing it in 2 weeks.
That was Monty. Okay. All right.
So, the party kind of gathers up as you can sort of hear Erwin von Teppler explaining to everyone, no, things are fine, don't worry. Lynn simply, the excitement of the night caught up to her. And it just sort of explained that, but none of you really pay much mind to that. You gather what friends you have here.
Quite a few.
Yeah, and rather than lingering for any of that, the party and all of the friends that you've made these last few weeks in this city, which none of you really expected to become a home, either temporary or for maybe more than that. The party gathers all of those people. And Reagan, as you all begin to leave, you can hear Mortis Gimghoul's uncharacteristically quiet voice muttering to himself from earlier that night, saying,
Why is it rain? As the first drops of water begin to fall on your head.
and just as the party once left the von Teppler residence with a mission to save the daughter of the Archduke, so too does the party leave now.
Day, let your worries drift away. Though the night is dark and deep, I will guard you as you sleep. In the morning you will wake, eyes alight with new day's break. All the shadows surely clear, just so long as you are here. You're the fire that lit this spark, but now the night grows dark, so close your weary eyes. You wake with the morning light, so darling, fear not this night. Tomorrow you will rise. Lions prowl around the gate. All the sea is dark and deep. Wow.